So I don't think I ever talked about my arrest in May, right? So this was hilarious. Well, it wasn't hilarious, but it was clearly a spiritual attack. My car got totaled in March. Everything was just being taken away from me. The only thing I had like 2 boxes of clothes in there. Car is gone. And every time that I wanted to go look for a place, even though I was just being hopeful because the finances wasn't there, I noticed that every time I tell any of my family member, they're like, oh, they try to like be negative about it. But you can clearly tell these people didn't want me in their place either. But they wanted to see me in that situation because that made them feel good about themselves. It's very sick. These motherfuckers are very fucking sick. I tell you, sick. So I got to a point where I understand, because I was like, God, why am I still here? I don't even fit with this group of people. But God was like, I have you here for you to observe, not for you to complain. Sit and observe and see the reason why some of the issues that you have in your life is occurring, because this is the dynamic that you came from. So I got to a point where I got quiet about whatever it is that I'm doing. Nobody will know what I'm doing, nothing like that. I stopped talking to people about my plans completely, right? So because they didn't know what was going on, and I still have my rental car, which was unusual for me to be able to have my rental car longer than a week, which was supposedly when I was supposed to have it. I had that bitch for like a month. This car for like a minute, right? And I guess this was like kind of disturbing them. Like, well, she's not suffering. Why is she not suffering? We took the car. If it was there doing work on me, I don't know. But the way they moved just seemed a little. But come May, I'm sitting in my room and I notice her and her daughter like kind of in the bedroom like whispering. But I know their relationship, so I figured, my intuition tells me that she's trying to probe some type of information from her, because we were kind of close before she did what she did to me. So I guess she was trying to like, did she tell you anything? Do you know what's going on? I wasn't there, but I will assume, knowing these people very well, that was what was going on, because I was their scapegoat for their lacking in their fucking life. So, at some point I took it as, like, let me just, I don't know. They might just be talking about their own business and don't want me to hear, because I'm in the next room, right? So I'm laying down, and then all of a sudden she goes back into her room, and then for a little bit comes to my room, and she was like, oh, me and so is going to brunch. Do you want to come? I have never in my entire life, when I tell you, I have never in my life had my intuition tell me, this is not what you want to fucking do with your time. But then again, I sat there, I was like, oh, I haven't been out since before COVID. I'm like, I show up to these people's home. Nobody even asked me what happened for me to have sold everything and say, fuck that bitch, and walk the fuck out. So whatever it is that she had told them about whatever, I guess that was good enough for them. My explanation wasn't good enough. Nobody gave a fuck about my emotion or what I was going through, as long as I wake up every day and fake happiness for people. You know what I mean? So she comes to me and she's like, oh, we're going to brunch, da-da-da. I didn't want to go. My intuition said, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. But that was them trying to spiritually attack me. So, but what I was thinking was not what happened. I was thinking that she had told her to like make buddy with me so we can go, and then maybe she could like get some type of information about my personal business to go report back to her, so she can go report back to the head witch. I still was like, I'm an adult. You know what I mean? I could still, this was me. This was me convincing myself to go against my intuition, my psychic knowledge. Then, because even I remember, like, I'm in the bathroom about to go take a shower, and she was like, oh, can you come look at your daughter? And she was like, oh, me and Vicky are going to go to brunch. Because I know these people's relationship, and she is a suffocating ass narcissistic mom, she would have flipped out if this wasn't a conversation that they have had. I know these people. And she was like, oh, okay, fine, I'll look her then. And I thought, that's kind of strange. That is not her normal reaction. If this girl wants to go down the store, she would throw a whole fit. Kind of like raised a little eyebrow for me, but still I kind of talked myself out of what my intuition was telling me. And so we go to the so-called brunch. We meet the other girl that she was meeting there, that I know because I know her mom growing up. We're sitting at the bar, and they were like, oh, they're waiting for like 2 or 3 more people to come. So I was like, well, I'm not just gonna sit here dry or whatever. I might as well just get a drink. So I asked the girl at the bar, like, what's the best drink? And we were even like, talking, and I was like telling her about my business and all that stuff. And she brings the drink over, and I hand her over my card, and she says, oh, don't worry about it. We will take your tab at the end of the brunch. So I was like, okay, fine, I take my card back, right? We're sitting there, we're talking or whatever. We had a different waiter that was waiting on us at this table, and the girl that was at the bar was still at the bar. So at the end of it, she comes in, she gives us a tab. I give her my card, she brings back my card. We go outside, we're outside taking pictures, right? So apparently these other girls that they invited, their whole plan was to skip the bill. So I'm standing outside, and the girl from the bar comes up to me while my niece was taking a picture while these other girls were there. I was a little tipsy because the drink that I got was a little strong, right? And she's like, oh, you haven't paid for the drink at the bar and the calamari. I was like, but you told me that everything was going to be at the end of the thing, and I already paid the other lady. She's like, yeah, but she didn't add this. So I had the bag with my leftover food, my phone in there, and I think I threw my card in there. Fine, but you told me that everything was going to be in one tab. I took my card out of the carry-on brown bag that they had given me for my food, where I threw my phone as well, right? And gave it to her. She's like, you owe us $20. I was like, cool. I gave her my card and carried on with whatever was going on around me at the time. So I don't know, I guess they were trying to find these other girls to pay as well, and they had ran away. Can you fucking imagine, like, going out with a bunch of people that can't afford to eat but ate the most? Like, so I don't know what happened. She comes back, she gives me my card, and whatever was going on. It was a confusing thing. So, which was kind of like, I still to this day cannot piece together how between me giving them my card and the other people running away, because we were all standing the fuck there. You know what I mean? So how y'all got to me, and the people that didn't pay for nothing, y'all didn't get to. Do you follow where I'm going with this? That's how I know this was like a personal spiritual attack on me. So whatever happened, she comes back, she gives me the card, and I noticed that my niece, all of a sudden, that I gave the bag to hold while she was taking my picture, disappears, right? So I go inside looking for her, and she's coming. We meet while she's coming out, and I'm like, where's my bag? Because my work phone is in there. And she's like, oh, they took the bag. They said they're not going to give the bag until the other people come and pay their bill. I'm like, but that don't make no sense. I just paid them. So she's like, yeah, they took the bag. And so at this point, it's not even about the food anymore. It's about my work phone in the fucking bag. So I go in and meet the girl that served me at the bar that I just gave my card and paid everything for. Apparently, there was another guy that was standing with her outside when she came to talk to me. I didn't notice him at the time because I was focused on her. And I didn't do anything wrong. So I was obviously fucking confident in myself, right? So I go in there and I was like, hey, she just told me that you guys took the bag, but I just paid you. Then all of a sudden this girl was acting like completely strange, like she has never seen me before. She barely even wanted to fucking talk to me, and she was like, oh, go talk to the guy, the manager. So I go and talk to the manager. I was like, hey, we're having a little bit of misunderstanding here. Y'all said I owed y'all with this man because I'm trying to get my work phone. Like, I don't know these people that you are asking to come back and pay y'all. I don't know them. I don't know them. I paid you. You guys clearly just gave me my card. I don't owe you anything. This man looked me in the face while I'm trying to explain to him and pretend that I didn't even exist. Like, he just turned his back. I lost my shit then. So I put my hands on him. So that escalated because that triggered me, because now you're ignoring me, and I'm in with everything that I guess I've been going through, that built up that anger in me, that no, this is today, nobody's gonna fucking play with me type shit. Like, I'm bitch your ass. So, and he started like, oh, you touched me, I'm gonna call the police. I said, call them. Getting like very heated, and people getting people's attention or whatever. He's on the phone trying to call the police. I'm waiting on him. Call them because I did nothing wrong. I'm confident I'm in the right. I paid y'all. I don't owe y'all shit. I don't know these fucking people. Call the police. Yes, I touched you, and what? You know? And then I noticed I didn't see none of them. They all disappeared. Now I'm the only one in this place, like, trying to defend myself. They all disappeared. So I walk outside to go look for my niece because she's the one that drove me here to the place. I don't even know where I'm at. This is a new state. She has disappeared. Apparently her and this girl's, this is something they kind of do. Steal from places or go eat in places. I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit at this point. So I go outside. I don't see them. I walked over to her car. I don't see her. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm calling her with my other phone. She's not picking up. Well, I don't see the police coming. I don't see her. Her car is still there, but I don't see her. Let me call Lyft. So I called Lyft. Lyft was literally 5 minutes away from picking me up when she shows up and says, oh, I was looking for you. The police are looking for you. They say if you don't come back right now, they're going to have a warrant out for your arrest. Now I'm like, what? Huh? If that wasn't God, because I could have gone in my Lyft thinking that I was okay, that this man was just being a big old baby. So I was like, yeah, let's go. So I walked back in there. The moment I got in there, I was in handcuff already. Nobody even, like, I'm in handcuff. People are like passing by, like I'm arrested at this point. And I'm trying to like explain to the police officer what had happened. And he's like, he's from 80. Luckily, I got somebody that was understanding of our culture. Like, I touched him because I was talking to him and he looked past me. And he's not crying assault because this man was now, I assaulted him as a gay black man. Oh my God, that was the card that he was ready. I swear to God, do you know how if he wanted to like drag that case, I probably wouldn't be sitting here explaining this today. This man was like, he, as a gay black man, I touched him, I did this, I did that. Yes. And this officer was like, well, we have to wait for the other person to come with the car so we can take you to the station. So this other police officer comes. So this guy is explaining to his co-worker like what had transpired and all this stuff. The owner and this guy, they're playing this victim role that, oh, we dined and dashed. I'm like, I paid y'all. I asked this girl to pay her, and she says everything will be in one tab, and y'all gave us a different waiter that gave me a tab I paid for. You come out, I paid you for it, and you took my phone in my bag with my leftover. I'm asking you for it, and you like, you know, trying to defend myself. Luckily enough, these people were like, we're just gonna give you a ticket so you can go to court. I was in court for like months.